What's up, humans? How's it hanging? I'm the Nerdy Beard and welcome back to World of Warplanes. Now, it has been a little while since I've done a planes video. Basically, I have been grinding my little backside off trying to get some planes ready to go. And I thought it was a good idea to get a few ready to do a few videos back to back, rather than just grind one for ages and then make a video, then never play it again. So, we have finally made it to a fully graded A6M5. So this is the Tier 6 Japanese fighter, and if you're familiar with the A6M2 at Tier 5, you basically have the exact same aircraft. It is not a lot of difference at all. So you've got basically looking at the primary stats, your gun armament goes from 11 to 16 due to the fact you can equip a 13.2mm machine gun pair on the wings rather than just staying with the 7.7mm. You do get the same, it's a better cannon, but it is the same style of upgrade from one cannon to the other, and the slightly better airframe and engine. So basically looking at a slightly improved version of the Tier 5 with pretty much the exact same playability. So you'll see the maneuverability score here on the right hand side of 94. It's the same as the Tier 5 and is fantastic all around. The other thing you do really need to keep in your back of your mind is there is no real upgrade to the survivability stat. So from Tier 5 to Tier 6 it goes from 5 to 7. 7 still being completely rubbish. So if you think you are going to hold up in a fight, you probably need to think again, because a couple of hits and this thing is going to be a burning wreck. Apart from that, there really isn't a whole lot of difference. So we'll just jump into the upgrades again quickly, and you'll see there's not a whole lot going on. You've got the airframe, you've got upgrades to both type of guns, and just one engine upgrade. So it doesn't really feel like it pulls you through the air in straight lines. Well, this aircraft, you'll find you're just a little bit behind everyone else, and it doesn't really have the most phenomenal boost speed, which we're going to see when we get into some gameplay. Apart from that, everything is quite good. It turns exceptionally well. The guns are good. They're nice and straight. You don't need to lead the target too much. And the altitude performance, like, it isn't the best. It isn't like some other fighters that can get up well over a kilometer. You do need to stay a little bit closer to the ground, but that's fine because everything else you're fighting at that level, there has no hope of even coming close to your turning ability. So you pretty much just rule the low areas around, say, airfields and garrisons where there are lots of defensive fighters and lots of slow-moving attack aircraft. This is where this aircraft is going to shine. Alrighty, so what we're going to do is jump quickly into the service here. Now I've just upgraded the gun, so I will swap that over to universal ammunition, and we have the standard fire extinguisher, restarter, and control surface trim. Now, I have found that the Japanese aircraft don't seem to be very prone to losing their pilot. So, famous last words, watch what's going to happen in the very first minute of the video. But I have, unlike the American pilots who seem to go down a lot, the Japanese pilots are very, very tough. And it's either, I don't think I play the fighters any different. I tend to like to play chicken with a lot of aircraft and go straight at them. But the engines and the surfaces will go very quickly due to that low survivability, but the pilots stay pretty safe. And that's pretty much it. If you have seen the Tier 5 guys, the A6M2 video that I have on my channel, you're basically looking at the exact same aircraft, and you play it the exact same way. You just get the benefit of having some bigger guns attached. Alrighty, that's just about it. I'm going to pause it here and jump into a battle. See you guys in a sec. Alrighty, let's do this. So, we're going to head straight away north up into the airfield, get amongst those fighters, and stay away from the heavier anti-aircraft, because they do shred you very quickly. So, we've ended up in a Tier 6 and 5 game, Scorching Sands Conquest map, and it is just a 3-point capture map. So, it's going to be a little bit tough, I think. It's a very good opportunity to show off the defensive capabilities of this aircraft, but not so much the area capture, I don't think, just because the lack of points to capture. Alright, let's get stuck into it. And already we can see those guns doing their work very nicely. And I probably missed a few rounds there as well, so that could have been even quicker. Thank you very much for that first aircraft. Now let's get amongst it. Oh, excellent. We have the point. Alright, fantastic. So while we're here, and we're just going to head off into the middle here, check out this maneuverability. It's phenomenal. It just turns like you wouldn't believe, which is a really, really handy thing to have in a defensive situation. So if we're going to get in here, hopefully we can get our team in the middle there before we lose that middle point. Get a boost on there, and you can see the boost. It isn't great, but it's enough. If you just need a little bit of a boost to get out of trouble, it does its job quite nicely. So we're going to go for these guys down the bottom, and we'll just have a quick chat about the maneuverability again. So let's get some zoom on that and finish this guy off. Thanks for coming. So yeah, the maneuverability makes it very, very dangerous against aircraft like we're going up against here. So big, slow looping turns that they're capable of. You can get 2 or 3 turns in behind him and a few strafing runs done before he's even changed direction once, realistically. And it makes it a very dangerous defending aircraft. We have another friend coming in here. Get rid of you, and look at this, straight over. Even on pulling up there, the turn was fantastic. And, oh, yeah, he had some moves. Okay, so what do we got next? Now, we need some of our guys to come in and give us a hand, because this aircraft, unfortunately, is particularly useless when it comes to ground attack. So it's not really anything you can do to capture a point like we're in at the moment. So just sort of, just farming a little bit of damage. Ah, there we go, beautiful. Our team has come through for us. Now it is time. So this now becomes a defensive effort, and now we can really clean up. What do we got? He's a bit far away, and old mate up there is probably a little bit high off the ground. So let's go and help the airfield. So yeah, as I mentioned in the hangar there, guys, 6-second boost. It's not very good, to be honest. But really, it's not what the aircraft's about. You know what? I think I might have this guy so we can keep this middle for as long as we can. That airfield will hopefully just hold itself for a little while, and we can get rid of this guy. Yeah, so 6 seconds boost, it isn't really that impressive, but it really should be treated as a get out of trouble effect. You can't really use it all that well to make up the ground, and you're definitely not going to be running away from anything in this aircraft. It's just not what it's about. It's yeah, it's purely a way of getting out of trouble just a little bit quickly, so you can use that ridiculous maneuverability to get behind your attacker and turn the tables on him. So here we got those 13mm machine guns doing their work. It's taking a little bit of time. Oh, look at that. Famous words in the hangar there. Pilot never gets hurt. And there he is. He's copped a hit. So that's probably poor play there by myself. I definitely should have turned away. Oh, because he's dead. Oh, yeah, now my accuracy is gone. Okay, so I'm just going to do a couple of turns, see if I can keep out of that gunfire for a sec. Alright, pilot's back, and let's have him. Thank you. And that cost me the kill. That's, yeah, that's annoying. Alright, well, let's get after this Mustang up here. See what these guns can do against that stonking great American aircraft. And yeah, they did pretty well by the look of it. And the machine gun's coming through to finish him off. Thank you very much. Oh, I think I got another kill still. Bloody hell. Alright, you know what? Okay, this is not a good place to be. Survivability is not going to hold up against that, but the maneuverability straight up underneath him. And thanks for coming. Good night. Hey, finally got the kill. Alrighty. So we are leading 2 sectors to 1, and this middle section is copping an absolute hammering from bombers and such. So we need to really do our best to hold this position and take out anything that's coming in low. But it doesn't look like there's too much going on at the moment, and I certainly can't get up to those heights now. What's coming over there? Alright, so we've got a P40. That is going to be our next target. But I'm going to boost north, make it look like I'm running, and then I'm going to head around behind him. Okay, so yeah, he didn't really fall for that bait, but if I can get underneath him here before he takes too many hits, yep, excellent. Now, watch this thing turn, and we are going to be all over him. So he's trying his hardest to stay ahead of my turn there, and he's doing pretty well. But I engaged the flaps, and it's pretty much going to be all over for him. Thank you very much. Yet another defensive kill for the 0. Thank you, and that is the first chevron, and we've got an IL-2 lined up perfectly for us. Now, let's not repeat our mistakes from earlier. Let's get out of the way. We're going to turn through and see if there's anything left for him to kill. Well, it looks like our IL-2 really is hammering in there. That's odd, you see an attack aircraft defending the point, but we'll take it. Okay, and this guy is in also a lot of trouble. Thanks so much for coming. You are out of there. Alrighty, so we are doing well. We're leading the board on 7,700, and we haven't been shot down yet. Famous last words, just like the pilot story from the hangar, right? Okay, and it's looking pretty good. So we've got... do we have a friend down here low? Or is he must be really high up and I can't see him. I am only 400 meters off the ground. So, let's keep an eye out. What's coming through? What's coming across? That's the defensive aircraft from the north. And there it is. Fantastic. So, a relatively low scoring game, but that is the win. And you can definitely have a really good impact in there by just doing what you saw. Just doing circles, defending that key point, which in a map of 3 is definitely going to be the middle point. Especially when that middle point is very hard to capture. Alrighty guys, I'm going to pause it here again, jump back to the hangar, and we'll go through the scores. Alrighty, so we are back, and fantastic. You love it when you get a win in a video. So that was quite a flogging, 401 to 204. So the enemy team, they really weren't in it for very long. We had a very, very capable team, which makes it a big difference when you're in a fighter for your overall performance. So for that one, we got 54,427 credits. Now, keeping in mind that was with a premium account, and I'll show you the equivalent for a non-premium in a second. That netted us 4,500 XP and 225 free XP. So we only managed the one chevron, but we did get the one rank there and a couple of the standard. Yeah, the standard badges that don't really make much of a difference. So into the personal score. So we ended up with 2,419 damage. So in a very, very quick game, we still managed to do a good amount of damage. 6 kills and 5 assists. Yeah, probably the difference between those cannons overheating and me not being able to quite finish off some of the aircraft that allowed other guys to come in and take them out. But yeah, we were struggling for targets. We were very efficient at taking that out across our entire team. So very happy with that. Okay, and we have a look just here. So that would have netted us 3,600 XP and 30,000 credits without premium. So yeah, it's still a good score even if you're not running a premium account. Excuse me. And okay, now we have our team scores here, and you can see the top few players, very, very useful, made a big difference. And they were pretty close on this side too, but once we took that middle section and we got to defending it, it made a massive difference to their ability to get that point back and then get some points for their team. So excellent work. Very happy we got on top of the board there. Only got the one chevron, but that's okay. That's all we needed. Ended up on 8,715 combat points. But these guys, this platoon here, flight were very, very close on my heels, and I was keeping an eye on that. Very, very good work to Vorsh here. I suppose that's how it's pronounced. Being right on my heels in an aircraft that you don't normally associate with doing big damage to fighters like that. Alrighty, so that's pretty much it for this one, guys. Definitely, if you are familiar with the Tier 5, you're not going to be too much surprised by the Tier 6. It is a very similar aircraft, fantastic maneuverability, play it the exact same. Don't get hung up in a long-term engagement, fire what you need to, and then get out of there, or make a turn and re-engage, or do something. Just don't spend too much time in a straight line, and you should be fine. And with the better machine guns you can fit, and the better cannons, you've just got that little bit better firepower to make basically anything in front of you disappear very quickly, as you saw when I was firing against those fighters. Alright guys, if you like what you've seen, please give the video a like. I'd very much appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe. There'll be lots more World of Warplanes coming to the channel as I grind up into those higher tiers. And don't forget to check out the Subnautica series that I have just started and I'm absolutely loving. Alright guys, that's all from me. Thanks so much for watching. I'm the Nerdy Beard. Take it easy.